Okay, no lesson plans here. We're just going to wing it. We'll first start going over some of the tools. I'm not going to do very long videos because YouTube doesn't like anyone to do that unless you pay money for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start over here. When you open it up, this is what you'll see. This is version 3. If yours doesn't look like this, then you need to get the other one uploaded. Okay, so of course your arrow key is your select. We're going to start here with drawing lines. Okay, so you click on the line, come over here, hold your mouse down, draw a line. Shows you how long the line is and the distance from the one point to the other. So if we go over here and turn this on, right now these measurements are off. They said they're going to fix it. I sent them a video showing them that there was a problem, but basically it shows you that it's the line itself is 13.176 inches long, and the angle from this side to this side, this width, is 4.015. Okay, I call these little squares handlebars. With those handlebars you can manipulate everything. I'm sure you know a lot of this, but I'm not going to assume anything. This little green dot lets you rotate. When you see that little, your arrow turns to a circle, you can now click on the left button, hold it down, and move it, and that will rotate it. Now this is fine sometimes, but what I find is I'm better off using the rotate tool, which is up here, and I will show you these things later. Okay, so that's making a line. When it's highlighted, you can hit delete and it will disappear. So again, here, grab your line tool, hold your mouse button down to the left side, and draw your line. It's good to use these ruler spots, the grid, and then you can draw and click again, let go, click again, and draw. Now what I wanted to show you is when you take your hand tool and you click on this, you can see only one line is being highlighted. It's not highlighting all of it. So if I were to take and select all, draw a loop around it, okay, they're all highlighted, go into the center, you're going to right click and you're going to group it. Now it looks like it's one complete triangle, but if you zoom in and scroll up, turn it off, you're going to see that it really isn't connected. Now if you ever are trying to get something to color in, so you highlight the whole thing and you go up to your paint box and you pick what color you want, and it just won't color in. So what you have to do is double click, the compound pad. Don't worry if you don't understand what I just did. I'll show it to you later. But basically when you double click, if you ever see these little dots on anything that you have, that means they're not connected. And as long as the space has a little bleed through where something can come oozing out, you're not going to color it. So you have to click on one of the red dots, take it, click on one, and it's stopped. Now the red dot has turned into a white square. That means the connection has been made. So now we go over to this side. Two more red dots. Click on one of the dots using your left mouse button, and this time it popped up. Now when I go to a color, do I have another opening? Yep, there's two red dots. Okay, it now changed to blue, or you can change it whatever color you want. Okay, so basically what I wanted to show you is that if you ever come across where something won't color in, chances are pretty good there's some red dots on it. Okay, let's delete that. And I want to close this up so that it's not in our way. Okay, so that was making lines. This tool, of course, is going to make squares. I like to go right up to the corner like this and make my squares this way. If I need a square a certain size, I don't care. I'll just make any square. Then I go up to my hand tool, click on it. Now I'm going to take you over here, and this here is your measurement tool. You click on that, another window opens up, and it will tell you the width and the height of this tool. Okay. I want this, say I'm going to make the pot holder. I want it like, I don't know, 7 inches, so I can go over here. I see something that's going to be a problem. Oh, see, this is something new, so I don't know what that's all about. But okay. Okay, something funky's going on. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, usually when you turn that on, this is all you see. Now this lock aspect, if I would change this to 4, this will automatically readjust to keep the ratio as is. So if I want to make a pot holder and I need it not to be this size, I would turn this off. I would say this is 5, and then I would say this is 7, and then I would hit apply, and my square will automatically change to the size. So if you need to make a template and it needs to be a certain size, this is the way to go, rather than stretching and trying to get it to go. Okay, next tool. I'm going to close this just so we have more room. And because you made it with the square tool, all your points will be connected. So if you want to go in here and you want to make a color, you won't have to fart around with it. It'll just work. Okay, the other thing that I'm going to show you right now, this is if you want to make it clear. Now, this line is very hard to see. This line will also cut. This is my cutting tool, and this will show you what's highlighted on the screen that's going to cut. If it comes in red like this, it's going to cut. If I go over here and say no cut, see, it's no longer red. So if it's made with the tool, it will cut automatically. If you don't want it to cut, then you need to come over here and turn this off. I will show this to you again. So right now we're going to say it's cutting on the edge. Now sometimes when we're in here we can see the line, but when we're not in there, I'm just going to go over here just to turn it off. Okay, when we're not in a tool, this line can be very hard to see. Or you might want a thick line around something. So here's your line tool. You can change this line to be perforated, which means if you're making a card and you want it to fold nice, you would come in here and make a perforation. So let's go. I'll do this real quick. I will make a line here saying this is where my fold is going to be. Okay, go. Turn that one off. Okay, so let's zoom in. Okay, right now this is a solid line, but if I wanted to make this a fold line, I could come over here and click this on, and when you put it through the cutter, it'll make those little slashes and it'll be easier to fold. Okay, so that's that. So in this line tool you have other things going on. The thickness of the line. Let's put this back to a straight line, and it's just for references, so we want to see it. So here you can make your line thicker or thinner. You can either click here. Now why did that turn red? Oh, because the line is so friggin' big. Okay, so you don't want it to be that big. Okay, so here it's at 0. So now if we click here, it goes darker. Now the tricky part is, right now this is a cut line. If you were to send this to the printer, you would not see this line print out. It's just for cutting. But if you're putting it around something, say you've made a circle or anything else, and you want that line to show up, you need to click on it using your hand, click on it, and make the line thicker. And you can make it any color. Here's your line colors. So you can change it any color you want. Okay, go back to your line tool. Notice these two lines are together. These are the two line tools. Go back here. make that line thicker. And then here's the tricky part that a lot of people don't realize, that if you do not go down here and say print the line, it will not show up when you send it to the printer. Okay, so basically these four tools work the same. They all make shapes. Okay, and this one is the same thing. It's a square with the rounded corners. Okay, now I want to see something. I've never done this before, but I want to see something. Ah, I did not know that. Oh, very interesting. This is a great way for making log cakes. I never played with that before. Cool. I usually would make something like this, put this on here, and then what I would do is click on this, hold down my shift key to click on the other one, and then I would go to my weld tool, which is in the end. That's new for me. And I would say weld it, and then it became one piece. Don't worry about this, we'll be doing it later, but I'm just showing you what I did. Okay, once we've got these shapes, play with that, play with changing the line, play with the thickness of the line and the type of line, adding color to the line or to the shape, and if you want the line to change colors, you go to the line colors and you can change that too. Now you can't see it very good because it's such a thin line. Okay, so that's it for right now. Next time we'll go through these tools, but just play with these tools. Get used to where your mouse is on in the space. I don't know how much work you do with using the mouse as far as shapes and designs, so play with that. If you want to zoom out, you use the negative key. If you want to zoom in, use the, I can't think of the word, use the plus key. If you want to move things, you can do it this way. That's your whole screen being moved. Okay, if you make up a mess, this is your back arrow key. You're going to love it. It's very important. It will go back and back and back and back and back until you get to almost nothing on your screen, which is a good thing. Okay, so that's it. Oh, this is to fit the page. So if you want to see everything on your mat, you can. Okay, that's it for right now. This is a good start. Play with these tools. Let me know when you've got it down, and I will then start with the next video.